Imagine this, 3 generations, 3 completely different lives, and yet all of them fell into the same trap. Your grandparents were told to save money in the bank. Your parents were told to buy a house. And now, your generation is being told, just invest. But what if all of it was an illusion? It all seemed safe, it all seemed smart. But in reality, it was just a well-packaged illusion. Let's start with your grandparents. They grew up in a time when saving money in the bank was considered the safest route. It was almost a moral duty. Set aside a portion of your salary, deposit it safely in a bank, and trust that it would have value when you retire. Governments encouraged it, banks advertised it, families built their futures around it. But what happened in the 1970s when inflation hit? People watched helplessly as their savings melted away. In the United Kingdom, the pound lost nearly half its value in just 1 decade. Families who thought they were safe painfully realized that money in the bank was not wealth. It was like a melting ice cube. In Italy, the lira gained a reputation as a currency that lost value every year, and savings held in deposits were nearly wiped out. Across Europe and America, inflation quietly stole people's savings. Your grandparents weren't irresponsible. On the contrary, they did exactly what they were told. But the system was designed so that their safe paths weren't really safe. Then came your parents' generation. Now the new wisdom was, the safest and smartest thing to do was buy a house. Property never loses value. It always goes up, they were told. The home was marketed not just as a place to live, but as an investment. But the truth was a bit different. A primary residence was not a wealth-generating asset. It didn't produce income. Every month, mortgages, taxes, maintenance, and repairs ate away at money, and it tied people to huge debt. In the early 2000s, Spain's real estate boom looked like a golden ticket. Families bought houses believing they were building wealth. Then the 2008 crisis hit. Millions of homes lost value, families fell into debt, and many paid more than their homes were worth. In Ireland, abandoned neighborhoods appeared. In the UK, those who bought at the peak in 2007 barely broke even a decade later. Your parents weren't irresponsible either. They just followed the rules and the system trapped them. So what about you? Now the message has changed. Don't save in the bank. Don't just buy a house, invest. Stocks, funds, crypto, NFTs, the next big thing. Social media shouts, don't let your money sit idle, make it work. Some chase quick gains in meme stocks, some dive into crypto. A few go after NFTs. A small number of early investors made money, but most lost. Just like previous generations, they entered the game without thinking about how the system really works. The numbers are clear. During the 2022 crypto crash, over $2 trillion in paper wealth disappeared in just a few months. Even so-called safe retirement funds in Europe nearly collapsed due to risky products. In the Netherlands, one of the world's most disciplined pension systems quietly cut promised payouts when returns couldn't meet obligations. Worldwide, young investors repeated the mistakes of previous generations. They followed the rules of the day, and the system tripped them up. The harsh truth is that the system doesn't fundamentally change. It only changes its presentation. Your grandparents were told to save. Your parents were told to buy property, and now you're told to invest. 3 strategies, same outcome. Wealth flows upward. Losses fall on ordinary families, but you don't have to lose. Every crisis also creates opportunity. Gold miners went bankrupt, but Levi Strauss made his fortune selling jeans. In every inflation, those with productive assets thrived. In every housing crash, those who rented smartly or bought cheaply profited, while others sank into debt. The system takes from the many and gives to the few. If you recognize this and position yourself differently, you can break the cycle. The real lesson is this: the majority chases easy security promises. The minority acts based on lasting real value. Rethink what you consider an asset. A primary home that doesn't generate income is not an asset. Bank savings that are eroded by inflation are not wealth. A retirement fund you don't control is not security. Real wealth exists in things that hold or produce value over time. Inflation-resistant skills, businesses that provide essential needs, productive assets that generate cash flow. Not flashy, but this is the difference. Returning to the story of 3 generations, your grandparents' savings melted, your parents' property fell in a bubble, and your generation faces speculative risks. But none of this is inevitable. The mistake isn't just following the wrong advice, it's believing the system is designed to make you win. Once you see the illusion, you can stop playing the wrong game. History doesn't repeat exactly, but financial mistakes do. If you don't break the cycle, you'll pass the same illusions on to your children. But if you learn to build real wealth in lasting assets, in value that others need, you escape the trap. You write your own rules. The real message: don't let inflation quietly erode your money. Don't treat your home as your retirement plan. Don't chase opportunities packaged as bubbles. Instead, build and own things that withstand crashes, outlast hype, and create real value. When the dust settles, those holding wealth and freedom will be the ones who did this. If this gave you a new perspective, don't forget to subscribe. History provides answers, and here we show you where to look.